Hello everybody, it's Lincoln with Repair Shop Reckoning Consulting. I'm going to be going through parts and shopwares. So with that being said, let's get started. So the first thing I want to go over with everybody is this parts, this little icon right here. So when you click on this icon, it's going to bring you to your parts page. So you're going to have your inventory, your order, your purchases, your vendors. Parts matrix that comes after 500 parts, and then you have your integrations. So first start off with is your inventory. Your inventory is going to show all of your parts that you've put into the system. So as you can see, there's different statuses. You have the part numbers, you have the part name, the vendor location, the cost, the sell price, etc. So the biggest thing is the status. The status is awesome. So as for instance, these tires that we just ordered, you could see that the status on them is ordered and they are attached to the job. As you can see, wheel weights we have on hand. We have assigned to 30 work orders. There's different statuses, but this is a game changer with inside of Shop-Wares. So um, in the inventory page, that's pretty much it. Not much going on. Then you go over to orders. Orders is where you're going to end up receiving your parts. So a perfect example would be on this job we have here. Parts are all right here. As you can see, it has all of the locations that the parts will be coming from. Once we click order, we can stock order, direct order, find parts, or phone order. Phone order would be like, quote unquote, the manual way to enter a parts order. You have direct order, which ties into repair link and things like that. Same with stock order. Find parts is just to open up repair link. So let's say we order these parts and we receive them. What you're going to do is you're going to go over orders and you're going to find the invoice that matches the actual part itself. So let's say I'm holding the invoice and it's for these tires. So what I'll do is I'll click receive. And then if there's a shipping fee on them, I'll click fee, shipping, and then put the amount. You always want your number, this total, to match the amount that you have on the bottom of the invoice. Then you'll put in the invoice number and then how you ended up paying. On account would be like, obviously on account or net 30, your credit card, cash, check, or other. Then we go over to purchases. We can look in our history and see when we actually ordered and received and how we received them. Then you have your vendors, you have your vendor links and things like that with their vendor information. So to add a new part into the inventory, you can do this on the RO itself too, but let's say you're in this page, you'll go over to the top right, you'll click new part, create a new part, and then you'll enter in the information. As far as inventory location, that's all, if you have a inventory location that these shelves are going to go on to, minimum stock, maximum stock, quantity on hand, etc. So that is basically as far as it goes into this actual little parts tab. Now you can go over to, let's say, the job itself. You have your parts that I was showing you before. And then once these jobs get approved, it's automatically, once they get approved and you add the actual service that you're going to be doing to the RO, then at that point it will pop up with all the parts that were approved to do the job. It will not pop up with the parts that are declined. So what we'll kind of do is I'll kind of do like a mock-up for you guys. So I'm going to this job. So let's say I go on to ecom. And preset the pads. So let's say I want to go with these NRS pads. I'd click submit quote. Then at that point, it kicks me out of the ecom, the actual little tab up here. So I know it got added to the work order. So I'm going to go down. Since I already have NRS in here, it's just going to duplicate. But essentially it would be in this parts column. Now, one other thing on ecom that just a little quick tip, is when you go to transfer over the parts to the actual job itself, let's say you're just getting a quote right now on these parts to sell to the customer, don't bother entering the PO number, because when you go to submit the quote, the PO number won't matter. The PO number only matters when you're actually buying the parts themselves. So that will save you a little bit of time and you won't waste any of your time.